A contractor showed up at a house in Portland, Oregon, looked at a cast iron bathtub that hadn't been white in 23 years, and quoted the homeowner $450 to restore it. The homeowner paid him, watched him work for 40 minutes, and then walked into the bathroom after he left and read the label on the product he had used. The active ingredient was oxalic acid, available at any hardware store, for $3. The contractor had charged $450 to apply $3 worth of chemistry that the homeowner could have used alone on a Saturday afternoon. The labor was 40 minutes. The markup was 150 times the cost of the material. That moment is why this channel exists. There is a powder that dissolves bathtub stains permanently, not lightens them, not fades them after repeated treatments, dissolves them completely. In under 20 minutes, yellow hard water deposits built up over decades, gone. Rust rings from faucet drips left by previous owners, gone. Calcium scale so thick it changed the texture of the porcelain surface underneath, gone. The original surface comes back white, smooth, and completely unmarked, exactly the way it looked the day it left the factory floor. This powder costs between $1 and $3 at any hardware store in the country. It has been continuously manufactured and sold in the United States since the 1800s. It was never recalled, never reformulated, never made professional use only, never restricted to licensed contractors or specialty suppliers. It was simply buried beneath $200 billion in annual cleaning product revenue, built entirely on the assumption that you would never find it. Welcome to Ashtrail Haven. If this kind of buried knowledge matters to you, subscribe and ring the bell. This is where we open the vaults, the cleaning industry locked shut. Before I explain how this powder disappeared from consumer awareness, I want you to be able to use it today, right now, before this video ends. Here is exactly what to do. Go to the hardware store. Walk past the cleaning aisle entirely. Do not stop. Find the paint section or the wood restoration section near the back of the store. Look for a container labeled oxalic acid powder, wood bleach, or deck brightener. It costs between $1 and $3. It will be sitting on a shelf with zero marketing, zero packaging design, and zero celebrity endorsement. That is how you know you found the right thing. Before you open it, put on rubber gloves and safety glasses. This is a real acid with a real pH, and it demands basic respect. This step is not optional. Measure 2 level tablespoons of the powder into 1 quart of warm water in any plastic or glass container. Do not use metal. Stir until the powder has fully dissolved. The solution will appear completely clear. Open a window or run your bathroom exhaust fan before you begin. Ventilation matters. Apply the solution to the stained areas using a sponge, a cloth, or a spray bottle. Cover the entire stained surface. Then, do nothing. Set a timer for 15 to 20 minutes and walk away. Do not scrub. Do not agitate. The chemistry is working below the surface of the stain at the molecular level. Scrubbing during this period accomplishes nothing and is not required. After the waiting period, rinse the surface completely with clean water. What you see underneath is the original porcelain or enamel surface that has been hidden beneath mineral accumulation for years, possibly for decades. It has been there the entire time, waiting under stains that every bottle of bathroom spray you ever bought could not touch. For stains that have been building for more than 15 years, a second application at 3 tablespoons per quart will complete the removal. In almost every case, 2 treatments are enough to restore a bathtub that most homeowners would have paid $500 to reglaze. 2 rules with no exceptions. Never mix this solution with bleach or any other cleaning product under any circumstances. Never let it contact aluminum surfaces. The acid reacts with that metal. Rinse all treated surfaces completely before any other cleaner touches them. Store remaining powder in a sealed container away from children and pets with the label clearly visible. Total material cost for a complete bathtub restoration, under $3. Total time, including wait period, under 30 minutes. Total scrubbing required, 0. Everything beyond this starting point, the exact mixing concentrations for every surface type, including porcelain, enamel, fiberglass, ceramic tile, and stainless steel, the wood bleaching protocol that furniture restorers charge $300 to perform, the grout restoration method that tile contractors price at $8 per square foot, the rust conversion technique for cast iron cookware and outdoor tools, the hard water elimination protocol that makes plumber descaling calls unnecessary, all of it is inside the complete Ashtrail Haven Vault. The link is in the description right now. Now let me show you the chemistry behind why this works when nothing on the cleaning aisle can come close. Bathtub stains are not surface contamination. That single distinction is the entire story, and it is the thing the cleaning industry has never had any interest in explaining to you. A rust ring is not sitting on top of your porcelain. A hard water deposit is not coating the surface the way grease coats a pan. These stains are chemically bonded to the porcelain or enamel at the crystal level. Iron oxide from corroding faucet components fuses directly into the enamel surface over time. Calcium and magnesium carbonate from hard water precipitate out of solution during evaporation and lock into the same mineral crystal structure. These bonds are not on the surface, they are part of it. And that changes everything about what can remove them. Every spray bottle on the cleaning aisle uses surfactant chemistry. Surfactants are soap molecules engineered to surround surface grime, lift it, and float it away with water. They are genuinely effective on grease, on dust, on biological residue that accumulates on top of a surface without bonding to it. They cannot reach inside a mineral crystal and break an ionic bond. No surfactant molecule is capable of that. The physics do not allow it. Scrubbing does not help either. Mechanical abrasion moves surface contamination. It cannot dissolve a compound that has become structurally part of the porcelain. You are abrading the surface itself, not the stain. Oxalic acid works through an entirely different mechanism called chelation. The acid molecules in solution bind directly to the metal ions locked inside the stain. Iron ions, calcium ions, magnesium ions. The oxalate molecules wrap around those ions and pull them out of the crystal lattice, holding them to your porcelain surface. The resulting iron oxalate and calcium oxalate compounds are water-soluble. They rinse away completely, carrying the stain with them, as if the mineral bond to the surface never existed. The stain is not pushed around. It is not masked with a white film that wears away in a week. It is chemically disassembled at the molecular level and rinsed down the drain. This is why one application of a $3 powder accomplishes what 50 bottles of bathroom spray purchased over 10 years cannot touch. It is not a stronger version of the same chemistry. It is a completely different category of reaction targeting a completely different type of problem. If you have made it this far, you already understand more about mineral stain chemistry than the vast majority of homeowners and most professional house cleaners combined. Subscribe and share this with someone who has spent $200 this year on bathroom products that have never once removed a rust ring completely. Everything the cleaning industry buried is inside the vault. The link is in the description. Now stay with me because the numbers behind this chemistry are the part that should genuinely make you angry. The Bureau of Labor Statistics. Consumer expenditure. Survey documents average American household spending on cleaning supplies at between $80 and $160 per year on bathroom cleaning products alone. That figure is self-reported spending. The actual number, including impulse purchases and specialty products, tends to run higher. Across a 10-year period, a single household generates between $800 and $1,600 in bathroom cleaning product revenue. That revenue purchases products that manage the symptom. Bottles that temporarily reduce surface grime, that lighten stains for a few weeks before they return, that require repurchase on a 3 to 6 week cycle because the underlying mineral bond was never touched. A single container of oxalic acid powder costs between $1 and $3 at retail. That container holds enough material for 30 to 50 individual treatment applications. One application permanently dissolves mineral stains that a decade of spray bottles could not approach. The cost per application is measured in cents. The math produces a result the industry cannot afford for you to calculate. A customer who discovers oxalic acid stops generating cleaning product revenue for that entire category of problem. Not next month, not next year, permanently. And a customer who stops generating revenue is not a customer the industry has any interest in educating. Consider what happens when spray bottles finally fail completely. Professional porcelain reglazing runs between $300 and $600 per fixture nationally. Contractors arrive with spray systems, specialized compounds, and professional equipment. They produce results that look identical to new porcelain. Homeowners pay the invoice without asking questions because at that point, the stains have become genuinely impossible to live with. The contractor in Portland charged $450. His spray system contained a buffered oxalic acid compound purchased in bulk from an industrial chemical supplier. He was applying the same chemistry available to anyone walking into a hardware store, delivered through a professional spray system, at a markup that reflected one thing and one thing only: the information gap between what he knew and what his customer did not. Full bathtub replacement with installation, plumbing reconnection, and tile surround repair runs between $1,500 and $8,000, depending on material selection and local market. Every dollar of that invoice, in cases driven by mineral staining, represents a problem that a $3 powder applied on a Saturday afternoon would have permanently prevented. That is not a complicated calculation. The industry needs you to never make it. Now consider the structure of the market that produced this situation. 5 corporations control over 60% of global household cleaning product sales. These companies do not compete primarily on chemistry. They compete on shelf placement, packaging design, fragrance marketing, and brand recognition built through decades of advertising spend. Between 12 and 18% of gross revenue goes to advertising. For a market leader generating $4 billion annually, that means between $400 and $800 million per year spent ensuring their product occupies mental space in your home before you ever consider an alternative. Against that infrastructure, a plain container of industrial powder on the bottom shelf of the paint section generates 0 marketing spend and 0 shelf visibility. No packaging agency, no celebrity endorsement, no television spot. It sits where it has always sat, available to anyone who knows to look, invisible to everyone who does not. The cleaning industry did not suppress oxalic acid through active suppression. There was no coordinated campaign. They suppressed it through something far more effective: noise. They filled every available shelf with products engineered to need replacement on a 3 to 6 week cycle. They funded an advertising ecosystem that trained an entire consumer culture to associate cleaning with weekly ritual and branded product rather than with permanent chemistry and a solved problem. They made the cleaning aisle so overwhelming, so loud, so full of competing promises that a plain powder, solving the problem once and making itself unnecessary, became functionally invisible in the noise. In that environment, a product that eliminates the need for itself is not suppressed. It simply never gets found. The professionals never forgot. Industrial laundry operations buy oxalic acid in 50-pound bulk bags because it is the only cost-effective solution for mineral stain volume at scale. Boat restoration yards specify it in hull cleaning protocols because fiberglass responds to nothing else as predictably. Hotel maintenance departments have standardized it for porcelain fixture restoration for decades. Antique furniture restorers use it to reverse water damage that no commercial wood bleach product can replicate at any price. The professional cleaning world and the consumer cleaning world have been operating on completely different chemistry for 60 years. Professionals use what works. Consumers use what is marketed to them. The gap between those two things is measured in billions of dollars annually, and it is not an accident. The compound itself has been documented since industrial laundries in Britain and the American Northeast adopted it before the First World War. Woodworkers standardized it for water stain removal by the 1920s. Marine repair yards were using it on fiberglass hulls by the 1930s. Hotel maintenance departments incorporated it into porcelain restoration protocols before the Second World War. Every professional cleaning context that dealt with serious mineral staining converged on the same compound independently. None of them used what was on the consumer shelf. All of them used oxalic acid because nothing else produced the same result at the same cost. The formula has not changed. The chemistry has not expired. The powder has not been improved upon because it did not need improvement. The only thing that changed is that a $200 billion industry grew up in the space between what actually works and what you were told about. And that industry has every financial incentive to keep that space exactly as wide as it is today. Today, you closed it. The powder is still on the shelf, still costs $3. still dissolves in 20 minutes what an entire aisle of products cannot eliminate in 20 years. The science is the same science that industrial professionals have relied on for over a century. The chemistry is the same chemistry the contractor in Portland used to charge $450 for a 40-minute job. The only difference now is that you know. If this vault changed how you look at the spray bottle under your sink, subscribe and share it right now. Every share reaches someone who is still paying for the problem to continue instead of paying once for it to end. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside will make every plumbing supply company in the country very uncomfortable.